When you're looking at one of the videos, it is very important to remember that if you go to the bottom right and click, you will get the full screen, which is a lot easier to see than if you simply keep it in small.
As we know, English is a
If you
crazy
want to get out
language
of
with
that,
more exceptions and
go to
rules.
the escape
But
key,
in general, in
press
English,
that,
when we see the letter C,
and you're back to the
normally
smaller
it will
screen.
sound like a
Spanish has a number of accents and lines that we do not have when we write in English. There's a purpose to these lines. We could get really technical and talk about acento diacrítico and acento ortográfico, but all that I want to do is explain a little bit about what they are and, more importantly, what they do and why we need to know about them. We'll start with the letter ñ. The stick over the N is not an accent. Ñ is a totally separate letter. In English, we have the sound of the ñ. We say onion, we say canyon, we say cognac, but we do not have a letter to represent it. Probably the first time you met that letter was when you saw the word español. Remember, the letter is called ñ, and it really does make a difference. If you look at the example in front of you, hay una gran peña means there is a great big cliff. Hay una gran pena means there is a great big sorrow. A little stick can make that much difference. Don't forget about the one we spoke about in class. Feliz Año Nuevo means Happy New Year. Feliz Año Nuevo means Happy New Year End. So it does make a difference. The accent in Spanish tells you where to stress a syllable. When you're talking, it tells you where you want the emphasis to be. Let's look at the words that I have on the third line on the board. José, mamá, acción, jamás, perdón. You will notice that each and every one of them has the accent on the last syllable, and you will notice that they all have a written accent. Words that end in N, S, or a vowel, where the stress is on the last syllable, take an accent. Okay, let's look at the next set. Árbol, lápiz, Martínez, cáncer, carácter. These are words where the stress is in the next to the last syllable, and there's a written accent when they do not end in N, S, or a vowel. Where the stress is 3 or more syllables back, you always put an accent. Brújula, semáforo, teléfono, rápido. You can remember that rule or not. It really is important to me that you remember the stress is where the written accent appears. Let's go over them again. José, mamá, acción, jamás, perdón. In green, árbol, lápiz, Martínez, cáncer, carácter. Bottom line, brújula, semáforo, teléfono, rápido. The accent is also used sometimes to indicate meaning to a word. Tú with an accent means you. Tú without an accent means your. Él with an accent means he. Él without an accent means thee. The two examples that you have in front of you should indicate that. Then there are question words, interrogatives. The ones that we have in the book are to the left. ¿Dónde? ¿Qué? ¿Quién? ¿Por qué? ¿Cuándo? ¿Cómo? ¿Cuánto? Notice that all these words have the upside down question mark at the beginning, and they all have an accent. The first one would be, ¿Dónde está mi automóvil? Meaning, where is my car? The reply was, Su automóvil está donde usted lo estacionó. Your car is where you parked it. Notice that that second donde does not have an accent. Donde has an accent when it's a question, not when it's an answer. Let's look at some others. ¿Qué hora es? Es la hora en que hablamos español. What time is it? It is the time in which we speak Spanish. Again, que has an accent when it's interrogative, not when it's in the answer. ¿Quién es ese señor? Who is that gentleman? Es el señor de quien yo hablo. He is a gentleman that I talk about. ¿Por qué? Why? Porque sí. Because. That porque sí is used a lot, especially if you have children. Porque sí. It means just because. Notice that that sí has an accent. Sí, when it means yes, has an accent. ¿Por qué? As a question, 2 words with an accent. Porque as a reply, 1 word and no accent. ¿Cuándo es la cena? When is the dinner? Cuando el cocinero quiera. When the cook wants. ¿Cómo está usted? How are you? Estoy como siempre. I am as always. ¿Cuánto cuesta la entrada al concierto? How much is the ticket or the entrance to the concert? Cuesta cuanto usted pueda pagar. It costs as much as you can afford to pay. What I've tried to convey in these few last minutes is the accent in Spanish has a definite purpose. It tells us where to stress a word, and it can make the difference between what a word means and what it does not mean. As you learn Spanish, pay close attention to where accents go, and as you read Spanish, pay close attention to where the accents are and stress that syllable. Hope this works. Goodbye.